Let's dive into some don'ts. In this video, I'll share some common don'ts, some pitfalls to avoid, why, and what to do instead. This is also not an exhaustive list. So if you ever question whether something is a do or a don't, again, err on the side of caution and don't, or find the courage to communicate about it. All right. Don't ever no show, even for a first date. This shows a lack of responsibility. And especially don't do this with the reason being you set up another date at the same time with someone else whom you think is better. Because let me tell you, karma is a motherfucking bitch if this is the type of person you've been acting as. But this is a guide for elevated men looking to be in an elevated dating scene. So this won't even be on your radar because I know you are respectful of women. Understand that she has likely spent a lot of time since the setting up of the date to that moment in preparation, picking out or buying, yes, buying a new outfit, getting her hair or her nails done, making sure her skin is soft and supple. But things do come up, that's life. So if you need to cancel last minute, do so respectfully. The best option would be to give her a call, or you can send her a text if you must. If you actually do want to reschedule, offer a date and time for the rain check then and there. If you actually aren't interested in dating her, say that you don't feel like you're aligned and don't want to waste anyone's time. If it's because of work, this shows both you and her where your priorities lie. And I would invite you to investigate if right now you have the capacity to be fully available to exploring a romantic relationship or not. And if not, that's totally fine. But it's better to be honest with yourself about it than lead someone on while you aren't able to or interested in being fully invested. Don't ever ghost, not even after just one date. On the topic of ghosting, if it is still a strategy that you use from time to time, I implore you to take it out of your field completely. Ghosting is a selfish and cowardly thing to do. If you've done it before, don't hold on to the shame. Forgive yourself. Take a minute of silence to send an energetic apology to every woman you ghosted in the past. And in this moment, commit to never doing it again. Instead, even if you had one date and you don't plan on a second one, don't lead her on to believe there is potential. At the end of the date, you can thank her for her time, acknowledge a couple of her good qualities, and then share what is true, that you didn't feel quite aligned, or that you're looking for something different, or that you aren't actually ready to be dating yet. If that feels like too much vulnerability for you, then you can send it in a follow up text message. But again, do not imply there is hope for a second date at the end of the first one. And also, do not ghost her. Honest rejection might not feel great to hear in the moment, but it's a lot easier to process. Plus, she will have way more respect for you. And this one thing will send her off with a little more hope that there are good men out there and not have a potential abandonment wound be even more traumatized by your fear of honesty. Don't just talk about yourself. Don't drone on about you, your work, your accolades, your money. These things are positive reminders to yourself about the value you add. But on a date, if this is all you talk about, it's boring and it's not a conversation. It tells her that you are self centered, that you are emotionally unavailable, and that you ultimately have no interest in getting to know her, which will keep her closed up. And you can watch for her body language on this one. Instead, if you realize she is slouching or has her arms crossed or is saying, that you've been talking for a while, likely out of nervousness, you can still turn the ship around. Acknowledge that you have been talking about yourself for a while and that you want to know more about her. Then fully shift your attention to her. If you pay attention, you will watch her immediately start letting her guard down again. Your goal is to make her feel safe, like you are someone she can trust, that you are interested in what she has to say. Make her feel seen, heard, respected, honored by your presence and interest. This sounds like common sense, but actually very rarely happens. Ask her open ended questions. Get her to talk about herself. Women are hardwired to be nurturers, to care about everyone else. Give her the gift of focusing on her. When a woman softens and opens, there's a beauty and a radiance that shines through. The energy shift is palpable. And you have the power to help make that happen. And even if this is the only time you see each other, what a wonderful act of service and gift to give someone. Safety, acknowledgement, appreciation. Don't expect to get laid or try to push that agenda. This shows that you operate from emotional immaturity, that you lack interest in building a foundationally conscious relationship, and that you lack respect for others' boundaries. Instead, respect and honor her body by getting to know her mind, personality, passion, heart, wants, desires, needs first. And lastly, don't have more than 2 alcoholic beverages if you are drinking. Even if you think you can handle more, don't. This shows that you have unhealthy habits and coping mechanisms that still have control over you. Instead, try an exercise that grounds your nervous energy, like taking a few deep breaths or shaking it out in the bathroom. The point is to create an authentic connection based on honesty and show that you are an elevated man who can handle discomfort healthfully. Again, this is not an exhaustive list, but I hope that it's helpful for you to start understanding the whys behind the whats and different choices available to you that show respect and can ultimately offer a deeper connection.